Oh my God! Hey guys, I'm Bushwhack18. I stream live on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If you have any questions about any of the products that I review, or you just want to talk tech, come on over to Twitch and we can nerd out over there. It'll be a good time. I love a good tech conversation. A lot of normal people don't though. All right, so what do we have here? What is this silver brick of audio madness in my hand? This is the smsl m500 DAC amp combo. Little backstory here. I have 3 open back pairs of headphones. I have the Sennheiser HD6XX, the AKG K7XX, and the Hi-Fi Man HE4XX. And I've been using those for gaming, music, movies on my PC, being powered by the Sound Blaster G6 for over a year now. I play a wide variety of games from horror to shooters to, you name it, whatever. The Sound Blaster G6 works phenomenal for that. But this guy here caught my eye because I was browsing some DACs and amps, and that whole world of pairing a DAC with an amp can get very complicated, or with something like this, it can get very simple. The specs on this thing are pretty solid. It comes in at a $400 price. So for normal people, that's an expensive piece of audio equipment. But for audiophiles that are pairing very expensive DACs and amps and headphones, this is actually a bargain because the DAC in here is from ESS technology, and it's actually pretty high end. It's a pretty good DAC. It supports 32-bit audio up to 768 kilohertz. We got DSD 512, and we also have an MQA decoder, a full-blown MQA decoder, not just a renderer, but this thing will do the full decoding process. It works seamlessly with Tidal, and Tidal is my favorite method of listening to music because it's just simple, it's easy, you turn it on, you stream it, and this thing, you plug it in, you go through a few settings in Tidal, and you're good to go. You start playing a master track, and this does the MQA decoding, and it'll pop up on the screen when that's happening. So when setting up Tidal for MQA playback, all you got to do is you got to go into your streaming settings, and in the particular device settings, you want to make this exclusive, force the volume high, and pass through MQA. And then once you're playing a MQA track, it should show on the screen that it's MQA playback with either a green dot, blue dot, or red dot. Also, make sure that loudness normalization is set to off. If it's set to on, every time you change the song, the Windows volume will change. And also the music will noticeably sound better when this is set to off. What I wasn't sure about with this was how good the amp would be, since it doesn't seem like they're blasting the fact that this is an amp all over the marketing. I didn't know going into this how we were going to handle that. Okay, so specs wise, what does this offer? High-end DAC made by ESS technology, 32-bit, 768 kilohertz. It's got an integrated amplifier in there. You've got a variety of inputs and outputs on here. You can go balanced output to powered speakers or, a dedicated amplifier, however you want to do that, because this doesn't have a balanced output on the front. So if you want to run your headphones balanced, maybe go with something like a THX 789. Inputs, we got USB and 2 opticals here, and that comes in handy if you want to hook up, say, a console and your TV. If you want to stream some Netflix and then listen through your headphones, you can do all that from here. Keep in mind, if you're a gamer, there's no microphone in jack. It doesn't bother me because I don't talk to anybody in game anyway. We also have this cool little LCD screen here, and on there it'll tell you what your input is, what the bitrate is that you're listening to, whether or not it's decoding MQA, all that stuff. So it's a handy little source of information. Guys, we also have this remote. It comes with a remote, and that's a pretty good feature for a $400 DAC amp product. Some people have complained that this doesn't work. You have to hit the C button to gain control before you do anything else. Make sure if it's not working, tap C and then try again, and it should work. It's a remote. It's cheap, but the idea that you can perhaps set this product up under your TV in your living room and mess around with some whatever, if you're working with a powered speaker output, that's cool. It's a good addition. I dig it. For me personally, there's no use because I'm literally sitting this device 1 foot away from me. The build itself is solid. This volume knob has a nice click to it. Good feedback on there. It's metal. It's not extremely heavy, but it's sturdy. Okay, it's sturdy. Got these little rubber legs on here. It's not going to slide around your desk. It's good. It's a good build. When you're operating this, it doesn't seem to get hot. I felt it get warm, but I haven't felt it get hot. The Sound Blaster G6 on high gain can get hot sometimes, hot. But this right here, just warm. This fits quite a bit into that $400 package where if you're looking for a dedicated DAC and amp to hook up separately, I mean, you can go into the thousands quite easily, especially if you're looking for an MQA decoder. So knowing all this, how does it perform? How does it sound? Let me start by saying I'm not an overly analytical, like audiophile, measure everything type. I don't care about, the frequency response graph of the treble, freaking mid-range, sub-bass ass. I don't get too deep into that stuff. Some people do, and I respect that, because that can be, for some people, like an objective way to compare technical performance. That information for this device is on the internet. You can find it pretty easy. So I'm not gonna mess around with any of that today. I just wanna tell you what my personal experience is like, and I find this to be quite enjoyable. So for music, compared to the Sound Blaster G6, everything sounds just a little bit better. The G6 is no slouch at all. I think it's actually underrated. With the M500, everything's just a little bit clearer, a little bit more defined. When you add up the totality of everything being a little bit better, it's a better experience. And I really enjoy it. I was wondering how much power this amp had, and the hardest headphones that I have to drive are the HD6XX, and listen to those at half volume. They're pretty loud. So this thing has no problem, putting out enough power. I believe they're 300 ohms as well. So if you have a 300 ohm pair of headphones, I wouldn't worry about a power output on here. The only thing to consider with high-end headphones is if you want a balanced output, you're gonna need that dedicated amp. The thing that I found interesting with this over the Sound Blaster G6 is the AKG K7XX and the Hi-Fi Man HE4XX. Both really came to life with the M500. There were headphones that I weren't overly impressed with music compared to the HD6XX from Sennheiser, but when you plug them into this, it's like they have a new lease on life. They sound a little bit better, a little bit more lively, a little bit more detailed, and also MQA on title through this, when it's being properly decoded, does sound better. To me, that's completely worth it. I like to know that I'm getting the most out of MQA when I'm streaming it, and this product does that for you. Now, gaming. It's definitely a step down from the G6. There's no headphone input. There's no standard software that comes with it to adjust the EQ, enable surround sound virtualization, any of that kind of stuff. So if you want to do any of that, you're looking at a third-party download, perhaps, messing around with all kinds of stuff there. It sounds good. It sounds good with games. I messed around with PUBG. I messed around with from last year, a little bit of Dead by Daylight, a few different games just to get the, it sounds good. It's just, it's not made for gaming. And this is where we get into our philosophical conclusion here, because for $400, the M500 offers a lot. My official stance on this is going to be, if you love music and you're buying this amp just for music primarily, and you happen to play some games on the side, whatever, I think this is entirely worth the $400. Okay, if you're primarily a gamer and you enjoy music like most humans do, I'd say Sound Blaster G6. It's a hard sell for me to go, if you already have a G6, even if you're at 50-50 gaming to music, to me it's a hard sell for that extra $250. But you will see a noticeable improvement in music. You will see that. But hey, if you're crazy like me, you could have both of them sitting on your desk. So I don't judge. All right, guys, if you have any questions about this, feel free to ask. Remember, I'm live on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm not the end-all, be-all knowledge of audiophilism, so if there's something that you want me to test or try for your sake, if I have the ability, I'll try it, 100%. I'm happy to help any way I can. Guys, I'm Bushwhack18. I'll see you later.
Hold me close till I get up.